Alright, here we are with a brand new series on the PS4. Welcome to a San Jose Sharks franchise mode. You guys asked for a new franchise mode, and I deliver. It's on the People's YouTuber, and that is what I do, so welcome. You guys voted for which team we're going to use. Shout out to over 300 of y'all that voted for this team. So let's get it, man. Let's get right into it. The San Jose Sharks, we're going to try to unfuck this team because Lord knows they have an interesting situation. They have a lot of bad contracts that need to be moved pronto, and I've taken the liberty to edit a few players. So we're just going to get to the first day of the regular season, and then we're going to take a little bit of a tour around the roster to show you guys what I've done to this team, because I'm trying to make my job a little bit more difficult by making, bad contracts actually bad contracts. So that's exactly what we're going to do. As far as the settings go, I turned off Fog of War and player morale because both of those features are terrible. Other than that, salary cap is on, computer trades are on. We already have a trade offer for Joel Thornton. Holy moly. Tampa wants to give me a first and a third for Jonathan James Thornton. I have no idea what his middle name is, but that is you know what, guys? Tampa Bay is a competitive team. They have a shot at the cup, and they're giving me a first rounder. I was holding on to the hope that maybe we could have Joe Thornton trade as like its own video, but that's a pretty you know what? I'm going to decline this because usually teams will come back around and give you a better trade. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see, yep, the salary cap is on, computer trades are on, waivers are on, everything is on. So all of that, the only thing that I've turned off is, what's it called? The player morale, like I said, in the Fog of War, because I feel like both of those features are just, I don't like them. I don't like the way that they've done them. I like the ideas of them, but not really. I'm not a big fan of how they executed those features. So let's look at the lineup right now. We're going to activate our coach because he's in charge of the lineup. That's what coaches do. Our second line actually has +3 chemistry, so Joe Thornton is going to have great performance. He's an 83. Interesting. He's an 83, but he's getting +3 because of the chemistry. So he's going to have good performance, like I said, and hopefully that drives his trade value up a little bit. Melker Karlsson is a little bit further down the lineup than I would want him. You're a bottom 6 forward. Can we move Melker? Can we move? You know what? Melker Karlsson is not a priority for us. He's 29. But what I wanted to show you guys is how I've edited the rosters. First of all, Brent Burns is an 89 in the game. I've moved him down to 85. Now, I like Brent Burns. I think he's a good hockey player. He is a fantastic offensive player, but I moved down a lot of his defensive abilities because if we're being honest with ourselves, he's a turnstile at times. So we wanted to make sure that he was really, well represented in the game. I feel like 85 is a little bit low, but that's just Wade attributes coming into play. So yeah, we tuned down Brent Burns. Same thing with EK. I removed some of his mobility and a little bit of his defensive work just to represent Erik Karlsson a little bit better, but he's still an 86. I think we dropped him to this from a 90, if I remember correctly. Marc-Edouard Vlasic, same thing. I think he was 84. We dropped him to 82 just because that contract is going to be difficult to move in real life for the Sharks. I wanted that to be represented, and I feel like 82 is fair for Marc-Edouard Vlasic. So that is how we edited the defense score. I edited the goaltenders as well. Martin Jones was dropped to a 78. Realistically, I could have dropped him more, but I want to make sure that he's the one in the NHL, so we kept him at a 78. And Aaron Dell has been dropped to a 76, so minus a few overall points for both of those guys. So it's going to make my job a little bit more difficult, but in a realistic way, because those contracts, those heavy contracts, they're going to be difficult to move, man. They really are, if the Sharks are going to want to do that. So let's just do it. Now, let's remember, I do not have my own first-round pick. That belongs to Ottawa. So if we make the playoffs this year, we don't have to tank this season. The tank, if we're going that route, is going to have to be next year. Okay, like I said, because we don't have our own first-round pick. It's unfortunate because it's a really good draft, but I'm not going to trade half of my valuable assets just to get my own pick back when I could, get a high pick in the future draft. We have a pretty damn good start for the Sharks, 5-2. God damn. Even though I completely decimated our defensive ability, we have had a good start. Look at this, though. Joe Thornton and a third and the fifth for 2 seconds. You know what? And Michael Gratton, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Tampa Bay gave me a first, dog. Fuck you. I'm not taking it. Joe Thornton, and he's not really, they're not a competitive team. Wow, the San Jose Sharks, I don't know why the hell we're doing so well. Like, how is it that we're doing so well? You saw what I did to this lineup in the player edits? Holy moly, why the hell are we playing so well? This is why I don't like the chemistry system. Anton Godobin and a second rounder for Joe Thornton. And a third. No, like I said, I can get a first rounder out of Joe Thornton. I know because Tampa offered it to me, brother man. So we're going to keep holding on to our brother Joe Thornton. And you know what? If San Jose keeps playing this way, I see no reason why we have to trade Joe Thornton to a competitive team, because it looks like we might possibly have somewhat of a chance. Michael Stone, hold on now. I'll list it on Michael Stone. 2/3 for Stone and a fourth. No, we still want to have some good draft picks. I don't think I'm going to do much in year one, to be perfectly honest, because, like I said, we don't have our own first. If I can get a first out of somebody, matter of fact, hold on. Let's go ahead and edit the trade block, because Marc-Edouard Vlasic needs to get the fuck out, because he is going to drop very quickly, and he really needs to get the fuck out, like I said. So Thornton, Kaner, and Vlasic. For now, let's remove Evander Kane. We might trade him later down the road, but I don't feel like he's a contract that needs to move right now. Let's add Martin Jones to this trading block, because he also has a pretty bad contract, but Marc-Edouard Vlasic is also on this trade block. Matter of fact, let's go to the trade finder right now, find a trade for Mr. Vlasic, and it's going to give us no trades. Yep, of course, no trades were found. I hate the trade finder. It is a waste of time. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't give you a freaking trade offer. I don't know, man. Okay, let's see. Who needs Marc-Edouard Vlasic? Yeah, he's 32, so he's going to drop even more during the offseason. I don't want that. Who is it? Ooh, Detroit wants Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Okay. Let's just as a baseline, what is your second worth to you? Let me actually, we might be able to make that work. Other than the salary cap. Oh, no, that's actually just 45 skaters. That's not the cap. The cap works. Okay. In that case, give me, here, random AHL guy. Give me him. Boom. And a second. Isn't sufficient at all. Okay. That's all right, Detroit. You're a trash team. Your second rounder is practically a first rounder. I understand that. That's good managing on your part. So how about you give me, a fourth is a bit much now. How about, is a bit too far, I mean. How about you give me a third a couple years down the road? That work for you? It does. Excellent. Okay, so we moved on from Marc-Edouard Vlasic without needing to retain any salary on him. We just made our roster a little bit worse, but you know what? That is a huge contract that we needed to get the hell off the books. So that's good. That's very good. As a matter of fact, let's go back to the trade block, because now that Vlasic is gone, we can add somebody else to that guy and then get trade offers on them. As far as expiring contracts, the only one that's expiring is Kevin LeBanc, and we're going to figure that out in the offseason. I don't feel like fighting him. Actually, who is? Okay, so Jonesy and Thornton are on the trade block right now. What if... do we put EK on it? Do we put EK or Burns on? Actually, Burns would be a much better player to put on the trading block, because he is going to plummet in overall rating. Well, he's having a good season, so maybe not plummet. Maybe plummet is a little severe, but if I don't have any trade offers right now, since, like I said, I don't have my own first, like if I can't get a high draft pick for these guys, I'm not going to do it, because we don't have our own first. So it's useless to tank the roster to expect a high pick. Matter of fact, I think you're decent. Hold on. Are you good? Oh, you're 70. 75, but you're 925 this season. Shit, son. I don't know. Nah, we won't do it. We won't do it. We have a couple goalies. Aaron Dell's already 76. But yeah, man, I'm not going to tank our roster unless I can get a good draft pick in return from another team. So that's pretty much the situation that we're in right now. And we're winning games, man. We're first in the Pacific. Like, how? I don't understand how that works. But, oh, Dumoulin. Thornton. Oh, but we're first in the Pacific, Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. If we weren't first in the Pacific, I would consider it. Calgary needs to get out of here with that Michael Stone trade. But we're first right now in our division, so we're going to keep moving because who knows, man? Who knows? If we make a playoff run and then tank next year, when we really need to move on from the contracts before they get really, really bad, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But right now at 21-22 now, 10-2, we are having a great season. I was not expecting this, but apparently Martin Jones is having the one odd good season in his career. What is happening? Why is this team playing well? I don't understand. I do not understand why the fuck this team is playing well. This is why the chemistry is broken. Our roster is not first in the division good. It's just not. But, we have a +3 chemistry on the second line. This just goes to show you how terrible that system is. What about our boy Martin Jones? Hey, 905. He's doing 938 for 76 overall. Aaron Dell. This game is on drugs. This game's sim engine is on drugs. And I mean, like, good ones. The ones you really don't want to take. The ones your parents tell you about. Those are the drugs that this game is on, man. This is wild. Okay, well, it is what it is. We're just going to keep moving. And we updated the trade block, so let's just go right up to the trade deadline. And this is actually going a lot better than I wanted it. Because the last thing I want is to give Ottawa the first overall pick. I don't want to do that. If we don't go far in the playoffs, that doesn't really bother me. I just don't want to give Ottawa a really high draft pick. It would be great if we could avoid that. And honestly, it looks like we might be coming back down to earth a little bit. We're still first in the Pacific, but we are getting a few losses right there. So, all right, that's cool. That's cool, I guess. Oh, we have a trade offer. Nashville. Oh, I can get a first for Joe Thornton. But they want a third and a fourth for a first and a third. So basically we swap thirds. I can get a first for Joe Thornton, though. It's basically a first for Joe Thornton and a fourth. Man. What is your record, Nashville? What is your record? You are 25, 18, and 2, so it looks like you have a good, I don't know if you know what? No, I'm not going to do it. If this was an Eastern Conference team, I would do it, but I'm not going to trade Thornton into our, hold on now. A first for 2/3 and Joe Thornton, no. If it's an Eastern Conference team, I might take it, but the last thing I want to do is to trade Joe Thornton in the same conference or division and then have him come back and murder us. Godobin a third and a fourth. No. That is... I don't think I can refuse that, though. Oh, man. Carl Hagelin and a first for Joe Thornton. And a fifth. What are our chances at actually winning the Stanley Cup? This is a big decision. I don't know. I know there's half the comments right now that say, keep Joe Thornton, go for it. And the other half of the comments are saying, dude, you can get a first-round pick for a 40-year-old. And I got to side with that. I don't have to retain. I'm going to get a first-round pick for a 40-year-old. Carl Hagelin is a little bit of a contract that we just took on, but it's okay. We can figure that out in the morning, okay? We'll figure that out a little bit later. That should promptly start. Yeah, we're going to start losing a little bit more games now because we don't have that +3 second line, but it's okay. I am so sorry. I didn't want to trade Joe Thornton, but everything lined up, man. It was an Eastern Conference team, a good one, but an Eastern Conference team. They were giving me a first-round pick And he is 40, dog. Like, what are our chances at actually winning the Stanley Cup is the big question I had to ask myself. And with our inability to play defense, I don't... Whoa! Whoa, that is a trade right there from the Leafs. Jesus Christ. Ryan Strome and Xavier Ouellet for Semyon Dargachintsev and a first-round pick. That is crazy. Can we get a second-line center, though? If we're... Right now, we're in the playoff spot. We got a first out of Joe Thornton. Can we get some second-line center that would fit well? I'm gonna browse a little bit and see what we can come up with. Actually, yeah, there is. We could get Alexander Kerfoot right now, who only has 3 goals on the season, but 30 assists. And according to the fit, he fits well on the second forward line, which is exactly what we need. And we can trade Fake Darlene, who will literally not make the show. He's a low top 6 forward, and he is 22 at 68 overall. So it's not going to work, dog. That's not going to work. Let's just take a shot in the dark. Would you accept this? You would not, huh? A low pick, I don't mind. How about a 5th? They don't like that at all. All right. All right. How about a 4th? I wouldn't mind trading a 4th if it gives us. You know what? We have so many thirds. We have 4 third-round picks. Good Lord, that is crazy. All right. How about I give you a 4th from that year? Because we just have all the trades in the world. No, you don't want it. All right. Honestly, we have so many third-round picks next year that it's not even funny. The Caps, the Pens, or the Sharks. The Caps should not be that good. We're going to do that. It's still rejected. Now you guys are crazy. I'm just not even... It's not worth it to offer more. All right. Fuck it. We'll do without Alexander Kerfoot. We tried. We tried, but that's not worth it at that point. So we're just going to have to... we made our bed. We're going to lie in it, and it's all good. I don't think we were going to win the Stanley Cup, to be honest. I know we had a lot of wins, but you got to think, guys. We have an offensive team that really doesn't have any defensive capabilities at defense. So, and we have low-rated goalies. It was not going to go well for us in the playoffs. It just wasn't. That's not what the Sim Engine likes. The Sim Engine likes well-rounded teams in the playoffs, and we were just not that. This was a classic case of, a 47-win team going into the playoffs and not winning. So let's not kid ourselves. We want to be realistic with it. Let's just take a quick gander at the rankings for this one. They have Lafreniere ranked first. Langenbrunner. Okay. That's a new guy. That is a new guy. Byfield is 3rd. That makes a lot of sense. Marco Rossi 4th. Yep. Yeah, where the hell is... Okay, Toaster Strudel is there. He's pretty good, though. You might want to... I'm not going to waste drafting resources on him. Because we're not going to pick that high, but... Oh, that's where Drysdale is? God damn. Central Scouting is crazy. They got him rated real low. Man, I would love it if Drysdale would fall that low to us. Honestly, I would not be mad at it. But it is what it is. It looks like we're going to find a way to get past the 45 win mark. We're still winning a few games now. We're not, we're not crushing everything. We're not crushing expectations because we've already crushed them, to be honest. But I mean, late in the season, we're not crushing them. 48 wins. We might have actually had 50 had we not traded Joel Thornton, but 49 wins in year 1 for the Sharks. I don't understand how that happened, but I have a feeling this is going to be a classic case of good regular season get absolutely destroyed in the playoffs. We lose game 1, we lose game 2 because we're an offensive team that can't keep the puck out of their net. And, okay, at least we won Game 3, so we're not going to get embarrassed. But we are going to get absolutely stomped on here in the playoffs. This is why I traded Joe Thornton for a first. I knew this was going to happen. I knew for a fact this was going to happen. And we still won games after the deadline, but we were not going to make it deep into the playoffs ever. We just were not going to do it. Let's just take a look at what happened this season, because I feel like that's very interesting. Logan Couture, 5 points in 5 playoff games, man. He's the man. He always does this. All right, Erik Karlsson, 76 freaking points Plus 10. All right. That is Erik Karlsson-like right there. Timo Meier with 70. That's very good. Thomas Hertl with 60. Couture had an off year at 55, but he did hit the 20-goal mark finally, eventually. Kevin Labanc had an okay season, but he was a minus. Not that plus minus is a great stat, but ooh, look at Evander getting 26 goals. That's very good. 42 points for Burns. That's pretty decent. We're not mad at that. Let's just go throughout the lineup. If you guys are interested in any particular play. Minus 18. Who is that? Oh my god. The bad Karlsson is being very bad at Karlssoning. All right. As far as our goaltending goes, Aaron Dell at a 76 overall managed a .918 save percentage. That is okay. Okay. What about the playoffs though? Hold on. Let's go to playoff stats. I just want to see what the playoff stats were for some people, a few select people. Oh, 5 assists for EK, and he was a plus in the playoffs, so that's pretty damn good, man. That is pretty damn good. What about Evander? Oh, Evander was a -6 in the playoffs. That is not good at all. Brent Burns was a -1. What I really want to find out, though, is how was our goaltending in the playoffs? 905. Okay, so we didn't actually get the worst goaltending ever. 905 is not good, but it's not that bad. So, okay, I'm not mad at the Joe Thornton trade, man. I'm not mad at all. I actually forgot who we traded him to. We traded him to the Caps, right? I think it was the Capitals. Are they still in the hunt? They are not. Joe Thornton is not going to get a Stanley Cup. All right, that's a big rip. The fucking Leafs are out there, though. They are motoring. They're probably glad they said no to the... Oh, never mind. The Rangers are going to destroy them in the conference final. The Rangers? The Rangers in the 1920. All right. You heard it here first, boys. The Stanley Cup final is 2-2 between the Flames and the Rangers. Okay, go Rangers. Please, let's go Rangers. Yes, sir! Fuck the Flames. All right, excuse me. I'm an Oilers fan. So that happened. The New York Rangers are 1920 Stanley Cup champions. Did not expect that to happen at all. What a salary cap raise from 81.5 to 87. Oh my god, the Leafs wish that would happen. They wish that would happen. Here we go with the draft lottery. No way. The Anaheim Ducks go from 12 to 1. And the Los Angeles Kings go from 1 to 3, but they still get a top 3 pick. The Colorado Avalanche somehow miss the playoffs and go from 11 to 2. Holy shit. What a weird playoff. I am so glad we made the playoffs. Imagine if we just missed, just barely missed after our hot start. The Sens probably would have had somewhere around that 11 to 12 chance. Holy moly, what a draft lottery. That is incredible. From 12, man, I hate that because they're in our division, but that is lucky, and that's, you know what, good for the Ducks. Wow, that's going to expedite the shit out of their rebuild. They just got Alexi Lafreniere. That's crazy. All right, retired players. Let's view the retired motherfuckers. Marian Hossa, Hall of Fame player. Let's go. My boy Henrik Zetterberg finally hangs him up. Okay, whatever. Marian Gaborik makes sense. Chris Kunitz? I thought he was gone already. All right. Nathan Horton. Johan Franzen. I also thought he was gone already. Molson, Hainsey, Clarkson. Are we serious right now? Did Joe Thornton not retire? Doesn't look like it. Holy smokes. Joe Thornton did not retire. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. He's giving it another can. No goalies retired. No goalies at all. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be... Oh, wow. That's a lot of new coaches. All right. Well, you can pause the video if you want to see that. I'm not going to read through it. Some scouts. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And draft interviews. You know what, man? I'm just going to continue saying I don't care about the draft interviews right now. Pro Scout on the line is out here. Edit trade block. No. You know what? I'm going to stop the video right here, right before the draft. Okay, because I don't know exactly what we have, but I don't think we have that high of a pick. It's going to be a tough one, but we might have to start thinking about trading some of the big guys here. We got a first rounder from Washington who didn't advance past the second round, so that's pretty damn good as well. So you guys let me know so far, if there's something that we should do, I feel like we're on the right track, though. We had a competitive season. We got a first out of Joe Thornton, and we're just now it's going to start to get good here in the next season. But that is going to be episode 1 of our GM mode or our franchise mode, whatever you want to call it, with the San Jose Sharks. And I hope you enjoyed it, man. I really hope you do. And if you did, hook your boy up with a like. That tells me that you want to see more of it. As always, the more you support a series, the more I upload it. So that is how it works, man. Show some love, and you're going to see a lot of it. It's going to be interesting for the San Jose Sharks. We got some big decisions to make, and it's all going to be in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, please hook your boy up and punch the like button in the face, spam, hit a lot of a comment, and subscribe. I'm G20, man. As always, I love you guys, and I am out this bitch. Peace.